Starting to even this one up. Okay.
There's one of the Vandals as
I
well.
haven't seen one of those in a while. Just the spam kill through the wall.
Yeah. There's a lot of different counterplays that can be used to make that a dangerous play to go for, but you can certainly mix them in.
Looks like V1 still want to try and make this hit, even though they're losing a player. And it tags up so many players here. Tit gets beautiful information that they're still just loitering around this area. Shocked hard as well. Oh my
And in the
goodness.
meantime, look at Ten's position. He's pushed out with his operator all the way up to pinch them.
No way.
He's just playing to contain while Shazam
What am I watching?
sprays them all through a wall.
Do get that one pick though, so an opening, and they want to capitalize. V1, they dash straight in. Oh, Zoms and Dapper, they're holding the crossfire, set themselves up beautifully. Is there going to be a swing coming out from the stairs? Yes.
I wonder if there's going to be a timeout at some point here for V1. This was only a light buy round, but I would expect them to go into some kind of tag timeout. They're normally pretty good with these too.
Yeah.
They've been able to stay up here for a long time. But here we go, round 9. This is the one that Version 1 took their tactical timeout to try and make some adjustments for. So what's happening here? Enz is pushing out all the way up B main, just based off the spam from Shaz as he uses his drone in a different direction.
Yeah.
Whippy got the better end of Tenz last time he did this.
Oh, this angle. Jiggle peek. Okay. It alerts him, and Tens finds the shot anyway, man.
Whippy's first jiggle peek was not deep enough to see anything, so his second jiggle peek, it ended up being too deep.
Yeah, and we see a bit of that aggressive extremity control that you were talking about, Josh. Off the back of that orb just trying to be taken. There's a pull. The player set up in wine early. The swing comes through. Now a 2v4. V1. Still look like they want to try and take this hit. I feel like they should save their rifles. They don't have money to bring into the next round.
They want rounds on the board, and it is not going to work. Again, Sick has an amazing timing.
Yeah.
When you're playing Astra on attack, with only 4 stars to be able to work with, you can't really use too many for feints.
No.
You can't use too many to be, okay, we're going to throw this one and pull it back. You have to wait 25 seconds every time. You've got some great ults to be able to work with. Hello. That's a cheeky little turret spot. Gives them some decent information in the mid-round once that smoke dissipates.
Here's some pace for you, though. V1 are going right into it, but Den's holding down the angle. Zoms as well. Follow up, dropping, weaving in and out in terms of the positionings they were holding. Still Whippy with the Spectre in hand. Rewarded with 1 instantly traded, and Ten's 3 kills on the round for him. And Ten's looking like he's going to take an early peek right into the entirety of V1. It's nice knife and the shock dart. It actually clears him off the angle, so...
This is where we've seen so many Jets fall prey, though, on the attack side into this operator angle.
He might get boomed by the KO ult here, but still he peeks around the corner, he misses the shot, tagged up, tried to find the timing, there's the lockdown, out of Hunter's Fury, V1 using it to counteract it, but the timing is impeccable. It swings through, V1 still going to be getting the 2, and now going to be going for the res. Tens, he can hear the audio cue, he just pushes straight through the smoke, still, it's there. FEs, what a swing around! It taps it again. I can't believe he found that one, and now the Hunter's Fury gets used anyway!
There's no shot! The Shaz just Red Bull clutches with the Sova ult, with the Hunter's Fury from 1,000 yards away.
I don't think there was a recon dart supplemented that. That was literally just, he's low, and he just sent it.
I think he's assuming that Effie's is going to try and get the res onto Zelsis, and so he just ults the body.
Firing it.
And honestly, Effie's was too smart to go for that. And yet he still got caught.
On it.
Their hits into the site have been so awkward. They're expecting people from too many angles. Nobody was looking towards door that time. These attack rounds have been rough from V1 once they actually hit the site. It seems all too easy for Sentinels to mop them up. But Sentinels are over-rotating. It's just that Version 1 haven't got the read on it yet.
In this round, they would have probably loved V1. V1 would have loved to have a bunch of those ultimates that they ended up expending. We've only got the lockdown. It looks like Shaz is holding this shock dart in anticipation for it. Sends it through, quick little dash into it. That's Dapper tracking perfectly, despite the fact that the smoke cut it up. The door was closed. He couldn't actually return back to market. Maybe the 1 kill. Shaz needs to be careful now. Pressed, trying to spam through. He's tagged them all up. He does find it, but a bit of run and gun from V1. It's evened. 3 for 3. In this situation, Tens updraft. open to the window to try and deny the plant. He's trying to find the mark.
He's given away where he is, though. Xander had no idea, and now he knows the jet is coming from this position.
Jumps around the corner, Xander, patience from him.
What a play!
That is amazing, and
now we have our first opportunity to see Sentinels in the rematch on attack. Taking it slowly, but all grouped up in Gelato.
I thought this was going to be a fast round, but they might just explode through all of this setup that's happening. Setting up the players, it's a close start, a flash to try and support it, but they've got the starter pull. Tapper somehow gets that pick. I don't know how that happened, but still, the fact that they only lose the one, V1 were ready for that. That was a set play for them. They anticipated the aggression coming through.
The question is now whether Sentinels commit to the site hit. Little Nanoswarm being thrown down there.
Yeah, Xander
just
has
to try and push
used
someone away.
all of his stars, as far as I'm aware. The nerf's kind of hitting hard here. I don't think he's got anything else set up. Maybe one on lane on B. It's hard to see with the overlap, but Sentinels have showcased some good patience so far in this series when they wait it out. They're biding their time. You know, a bit of early aggression gives them good information in terms of the way some of these players on V1 are set up on this defense.
Whippy's given them enough information towards mid and B that they can keep 3 players defending A, though. That's going to be crucial for this.
Shotgun should be good to try and push them away, but Sick, he's already in. He's found that pick onto Xander. Now it's all on Penny still.
The flag.
Vulnerable up. He's quite low still. Look at that with the door closing. Effie's is able to get one, and it's a dangerous situation still for V1. Oh, they close it out nicely.
Flies down into Generator immediately. Some beautiful shooting here from Penny.
You think about it, Josh, we've been talking about how, you know, Penny in the game against LG kind of met his match against B-Dog.
Hasn't been having the best game in the world, but certainly not the worst either. Again, more focus towards A main with Sentinels on their Thrifty. They know what this setup looks like. It's very similar.
Flash to the side. Weapon for him again.
Xander's committed.
Xander is in a dangerous situation. 11 health. He's lucky. And they just ended up fading right in time. Again, noise being cut here.
Bogdan's Law. Give the Marshal over to the weak player there because they can still have a lot of impact from long range.
I'm so glad you explained it. I giggled because I didn't understand what you're talking about. I was being polite.
I always appreciate that. I can throw anything out there and you'll give me a polite chuckle. This round has really slowed down here for Sen. It looks like they're seeing if Tens can work a pick, if anyone peeks. But the weaponry just isn't really there for anybody else to work an angle anywhere else on the map.
Maybe trying to fake, honestly, the A hit to pull rotations.
Yeah.
It's unlikely, though. I think that they get it, but okay, Ten just walks in, finds Zelsis, obviously trying to stare at it. Penny, I think, the job for them to try and hold down main. They're able to collect the 2 kills.
And these 3 players over by Tiles are just lost, honestly. They were hoping it would be a fake, and then they were hoping that the A site was open, and now they just have to run into Whippy and Effie's utility.
They've walked into the blender. The Nanoswarm's just chewing them up.
As long as they die.
And yeah, they just need to try and ensure that they get the money for the next round, so eventually they do go down here.
Tens and Dapper working together to try and get B main. A similar kind of feel from version 1 in A main, throwing that Astra util and the KO utility as well. But if you go there, you're meeting Whippy's Killjoy Nanoswarms all over the place. So it's a bit of a fake from V1. They make it look like it's just the KO and the Astra there.
The same setup.
Yeah, they're making it look like the same setup, and in fact, it's shifted.
Well, the pressure's on them to try and get a bit of that information. Penny is watching all the way deep down mid with that Marshal in hand, so he'll be gathering good mid-round information for his team. They're going to call it, well, they haven't really shown presence, and now the anticipation of the pop-out with that drone coming through the utility. They didn't clear it. Knife into the back of it. Good enough. Did it connect? Still, Nanoswarms are popped. Players falling very low. Flash over to the side, and they spam it out. Tens was so deep, and the rest of his team just couldn't get in.
Yeah, no opportunity to whatsoever. Even if they had, Zelsis is there with the flash through door. That makes it really difficult to go and support your jet. And Tens was just left on an island. That's less so Sentinels having a bad sight hit and more the version 1 read coming through fantastically. They had 3 players there ready to crush it and all the utility in the world.
Yeah, amazing conditioning. And at this point, Sentinels are looking for a miracle, just one of those shots. Contact plays all over the shop. Able to at least get the 2 there, but Zelsis immediately repositions. He's holding this cross of his team as they're looking to try and potentially re-peek. He finds his targets, and right as the door's closing, that's enough for him. 3 kills.